We're going to talk a little bit about the 2023 draft, how the Lions have changed in the draft order, and thanks in large to the Los Angeles Rams falling apart. Cooper Kupp's ankle injury looks like it's going to keep him out for a while, and Matthew Stafford is still on concussion protocol. So the chances of that Rams pick moving on up even a little bit more looks better and better. Let's talk about that and perhaps just a little bit more in today's Lions Talk Live. Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again. I am Dan Thornton. I want to thank you for tuning in this Tuesday, taking time out of your day to join us here on Lions Talk Live. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. Maybe leave a thumbs up, a like, throw some comments at us in the comment section below regarding where you think the Lions are right now with things. They're 3-6, 2-game winning streak, one on the row. Biggest comeback in the fourth quarter since 1993. All good things right now in Detroit Lions land. But in this video, we are going to talk a little bit about the draft and the upcoming game this weekend in New York. What are your thoughts on where the Lions should go in the draft order? Throw those down below. But again, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, our goal is to get to 415 by Friday, 415 subscribers. And if you can do your part to help, I surely would be grateful. So as we're going to talk about the draft, here's what I'm going to say. We're not going to project any trades or anything of that sort, but based on where we are today, the Lions do have a top 10 draft pick thanks to the LA Rams. We also have just an outside pick of the top 10 with our own selection. So here's what I'm going to say. It's my belief that Jared Goff, in this environment, if things do not change as far as our draft order, if we don't really move up, he's not going to see his heir apparent drafted in the first round. I do believe there's a situation where the Lions could potentially bring in somebody like a Derek Carr or so, because I am projecting that the Raiders are going to finish high enough and potentially take one of the top couple quarterbacks available. If that does happen, I believe Carr will be up for grabs. Somebody can snag him, and I wouldn't be horribly surprised if the Lions went after him. But I also do believe that if Goff finishes out the season well, he might get one more year in Detroit. With the number 8 overall pick, it's my belief the Detroit Lions are going to focus on the defense even more. It just seems to be the MO of this team, their belief system, that they need to build up that D. And I believe over the last month, we've all seen since the return of the bye week, the Detroit Lions defense has risen up more and more and more. They're looking better, they're making some plays, they're gaining confidence, and they're very young. So with that being said, with the number 8 overall pick, and we're going by today's standings, we're going to take Joey Porter Jr. from Penn State, the 6'2" cornerback who's great at man-to-man coverage, not as great at zone coverage. He's physical, he likes to hit, he gets all over receivers, he likes to press. And guess what Aaron Glenn likes to do? Man-to-man, in-your-face, press, hard-hitting corners. Just like, Jeff Okudah, just like Jerry Jacobs, these guys fit the mold, and I believe if the Lions have the opportunity to go after Porter, one more person into that mix would make things a whole lot better for the Lions. Porter is fast. He is in the bloodline of NFL players. Obviously, his dad was a legendary linebacker for forever with the Pittsburgh Steelers, among other teams. So adding in his son, Porter Jr., to the mix, I think just gives us further depth. Most teams nowadays do start 3 cornerbacks along the line. So this would make sense. I think Okudah is sound. He's not going anywhere. Jerry Jacobs continues to improve and progress. Both of those two gentlemen fit the same mold as what Porter would bring. Physical, strong upper body strength, good speed, ability to play man-to-man and in tight proximity. They may all have their weaknesses, but man-to-man, physicality, and being unafraid to come up and help support on run defense are not among them. So it's my belief with the number 8 overall pick, you're going to see the Lions pick Joey Porter Jr. So like we talked about with the number 8 pick, I believe the Detroit Lions are going to continue to focus on the defense in the first round. And in the number 11th overall pick, we're going to go after a needed area for us. We've got some good young linebackers, but I think the Lions are going to look to take it to the next level by adding from Georgia, Trenton Simpson. Trenton Simpson is 6'3". He's roughly 240 pounds, and the guy is next level athletic. He can cover, he can blitz, he can go after the quarterback, comes up and run support. I don't really see at this point, even though he's not the most experienced person out there, he doesn't seem to have anything out there that in time he can't achieve. He's got things that no coach can teach as far as his size, his strength, and his God-given athleticism. For a team that wants to get after quarterbacks, because let's be fair, Aaron Glenn does not like to sit back. He wants to come up and get after people. This guy would fit the mold, and the fact that he'd be able to allow the defense to do multiple things and disguises. The one thing I would like to see with them, though, if they do go after Simpson, is use him, as a blitzer at times, covering the tight end and other times, whatever it may be. Just keep moving him around. I think the more you can get players like that, the more you can keep offenses honest and keep them off balance. So those are my 2 first-round picks. I'm not going to get into the second-round guesses yet, but what do you think of these 2 first picks? Would you like to see the Lions go after more offense, or do you agree with me that if we can build or further build the defense, turn it into a real powerhouse, now we have a solid strength on that side of the ball? We can come after some of the teams in our own division, let alone the NFC, and impose our will on them. It seems to make sense to me, but you guys, tell me what you think. Where do you want to see the Lions go with those 2 first-round picks? Now, again, this is also projecting that we stay roughly at 8-11 by season's end. Lions keep winning. Well, we won't be picking number 11. It's unfair to call this guy just a positional player because, to me, this guy Simpson is a football player. Could he end up being an edge rusher? Yes. Could he end up being a safety? Yes. Could he end up being a linebacker? Absolutely. And I believe, as we've learned from both Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn, and this regime in a season and a half now, they like diversity amongst their players. Guys that can play multiple roles, multiple positions, and Simpson fits just that. The defense, which is already trending upwards with these 2 picks, think about it. You got 3 corners that you can rely on to lock people up. You got a safety in Kirby Joseph that is a ball hawk and a big hitter. Assuming Tracy Walker comes back, you've got depth at safety, depth at corner, and now with Rodrigo, with Barnes, Anzalone if he stays, you've got depth there. But the most important thing with Simpson is you can move him all over the board. He'd be able to do a multitude of things, and again, allow Aaron Glenn to be able to schematically keep teams guessing based on what they're going to do and what they're not going to do. But even more so, Glenn likes to play man-to-man, and he'd be able to do that with a multitude of players. Now let's talk a little bit about this weekend's matchup against the New York Football Giants. What do you think of the chances of the Lions winning? Vegas came out, and we are currently 3.5-point dogs. But considering it's a road game, the general rule of thumb with booking is that the home team gets 3 points just for being that. So to me, being only a half-point dog when you remove the home aspect means Vegas really sees this as a crapshoot game. Yes, the Giants have a good D, but they do not have a great offense. Yes, our defense isn't the greatest in the world, but it's trending upwards. Our offense, assuming if we can get some of the missing players back, like Josh Reynolds, would be huge at this point, just to give another valid weapon for Goff and offensive coordinator Ben Johnson to use would be huge. DeAndre Swift, are we going to see him get more and more minutes? Or has the coaching staff said, hey, we're going to stick with the 3-headed monster to keep all these guys fresh? We're going to find out on Sunday, but it does seem that the Lions coaching staff is considering staying with 3. One other thought I wanted to throw at you guys. I know I mentioned that it is potential, in my opinion, that someone like David Carr could come in this offseason and challenge Goff or maybe replace Goff. What do you guys think of that? Do you think we should ride or die with Goff in the offseason? Or do you feel, since we wouldn't be able to get one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks available in the NFL draft, that we should look for somebody who's a little bit more of a veteran? I'd be curious to see what the fan base is thinking on that one. Other thoughts with the NFL draft, don't forget, the Lions are going to have 2 second-round picks, a couple thirds, so really on top of what we're going to do in the first round. And again, I'm not going to speculate on any more trades or situations like that, but what do you think of things? What do you think we should target? If I'm correct and we go 2 defensive players in the first round, what do you think we should target in the second round? Should we focus on perhaps another receiver, another running back, maybe offensive line, another defensive tackle or end? Let me know in the comment sections below, and let's go from there. We still got months to go until the NFL draft, so yes, a lot of things could change, especially with free agency. All right, well, I'm not going to keep you all very long today. There's not a whole lot of news yet in the early morning hours of Tuesday, so we'll see what happens later today when Dan Campbell does his presser, any injury updates, etc. It is believed that Trinity Benson, who just came back to Detroit off the Broncos practice squad, is injured, and that knee injury is significant, but it has not been confirmed yet. So anything I'm saying right now is just speculation and hearsay. But I hope you all enjoy your Tuesday. Have a good one. And again, if you haven't considered subscribing to Lions Talk Live, please do so. If you would, leave a like and a comment section and a comment down below, because the likes really help, just like the comments, and so do the subscriptions. Enjoy your day. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow on Lions Talk Live.